Hello YouTube, Asuma here with another Minecraft video. This is Lights Out Revisited, a game I've recreated in Minecraft. I've updated it to work in 1.0 and in this video I'm going to show you how to play the game and how the redstone behind the game works. The objective of the game is to turn off all the lights in a 5x5 grid called the display screen. When the game starts, a level will be loaded from the memory and some of the lights on the display screen will turn on. The player has to turn off the lights by toggling them between on and off. When the player toggles a light, it will also toggle any adjacent lights. When the player has turned off all the Lights Out logo will light up and the player can start the next level. There are 15 levels and after completing the 9th level, you unlock a minecart tour of the redstone game. To toggle lights, the player will need to use these buttons. The top right button represents the top left light on the screen. The bottom left button represents the bottom right light on the screen. To start the game and to change between levels, the player needs to use this button here. If you're interested in playing this game, there's a link in the description box. I'm now going to walk through the first level and show you how to complete it, and then go over the redstone machine behind the game. Okay, so let's play the first level. We start by hitting this button here, and that will load up the first level. So the light comes on for the first level, and then the lights turn on the display screen. So I'll tell you now how it's done. If I was to select this light here, it would toggle itself and the ones either side of it, and the same goes for the one down here. So it's a really simple level to solve. However, I'm going to show you what happens when we hit the lights in the corners. So I'll hit that one first. So as you can see, there's no other lights anywhere else, just these ones in the corner, so it doesn't have that sort of the block up here is, the light up the top is the one down the bottom or anything like that. It's confined by the edge of the screen. So yeah, it's toggled those three lights, so we'll toggle that back. And let's say I was to hit the one in the middle, we're going to turn this one on and those off around us. So there, as you can see, it's easy to solve, but when you get to the harder levels, it will get tricky and you'll have to think a lot about what moves you're going to make. But if I just toggle that back, then it's back to the easy way of doing it. So I'm just going to solve the level now. And watch what happens. The lights up screen comes on, and now you're ready to start the next level. So the light comes on, and there you go. You probably know how to solve that one now as well, but yeah. So anyway, there's 9 levels down here, and when you complete the 9th one, this door up here will open and you'll get to go on a minecart tour of the redstone machine. Okay, so explaining this machine is going to be a bit of a task for me. And I'm going to do this in one take. Often I take a lot of time doing multiple takes to make sure I don't stumble over words, etc. But I'd end up spending way too much time doing that, trying to explain this. So I'm sorry, it's going to be a bit awkward for me to explain. I'll probably mess a few things up, but yeah. So this yellow circuit represents the button we press when we start the levels, and this first bit of redstone we encounter here is just a spam blocker. Basically it means you can't spam the input, and it works by retracting this piston for a certain amount of time as soon as you press the button. So the input comes through, it goes off to the spam protector and it goes through this way, and if you were to keep hitting the button, this would stay retracted so the signal couldn't pass through. The other thing we need to have a look at around here is this is where you input your selection for what light you want to hit, and yeah, it's a bit of a mess, but basically it goes all the way down and all the way across and it comes back up the other side. Right, so This green or turquoise part of circuit here is what lights up the level light. I can't actually see it, I'll break that. So there you go, they're the level lights, and yeah, basically each time it receives a signal which comes from this green part here, it basically pushes this piston over, meaning the next time it gets a signal it will go through the block round to the next one, which will set off the piston, and it will push the block over, and then the same thing happens again. So each time this receives a signal, it keeps pushing the blocks over and turning these lights on at the side here. Okay, so the next bit we're going to look at, which is probably one of the most important parts of this whole circuit, is where our yellow part, which was the input to start a new level, where that meets this part of the circuit here. This black part here is to control the lights out that turns on each of the letters. It simply just removes a piston so that it lights up the letter, and it does them all one by one using the repeated delays. This brown part here I think is called an OR gate or a not OR gate, and I referred to it as the accumulator, and it's for the simple reason that if any single light is on anywhere on the screen, the signal will reach this block here. So it doesn't matter if it's one or all of them, the signal will always find its way to this block here and turn off this light. And what we have here is called an AND gate. So when all the lights are off, this inverter turns on this part of the circuit, which activates our lights out, turning on the thing above the screen, and it will also go to this AND gate. So when all the lights are off, you're ready to start the next level, and when you bring the input up here, it turns on the AND gate and puts a signal through to this green circuit here. That branches off here and controls this piece of circuit that does the level, as I told you about a minute ago. Now the green part comes all the way round to the back here, and this is called, well, it's basically memory, and each one of these little units here with the blocks and the glass is represents one of the lights on the screen, and each block represents the level. So the way it works is it receives a signal which will power, it comes down here, which will power the pistons in order to rotate the blocks, and at the same time it will also power this repeater here, which will send a signal through this block here. So you can't pass redstone through glass, so if it was to receive power at this moment, it wouldn't light up the screen because this goes to each of the screens. Okay, so this next bit to me was the most important part of the machine. I had a lot of fun making it and figuring out how it would work. So we've got our green input, which is the memory that remembers the levels, and we have our pink input, which is the player where he inputs. So this part here all represents one light at the moment, and how we're going to turn it on and off. So it's this part here on the right. This is not the best place to show you actually. Let's go down into the middle. The reason why is because it doesn't have all of these green, blue, yellow, red, and I'll explain what they are in a second. Yeah, it's very confusing. I've just got to make sure I find the right place. Here we go. This is a good example. So we got our pink input from the player, and the signal is going to come here, and if you see, the signal will branch off onto the green, blue, yellow and red. And the red's a good example because this same piece of circuit on the next light across, which is this bit, the red goes into. So on this side, this is the input when you tell the light to turn on, it's also going to turn on the 4 around it. And on the other side we have the one where only the light itself turns on. And this is where the it also receives the signal from the adjacent blocks, like the adjacent lights, sorry. So we've got the green one here, we've got the reds, the yellow and blue. So I hope you understand how that works. So when you're a player putting in an input here, a signal is going to branch off. So the blue will go down to the light below it, the yellow will go to the one above, the right will go to the one the right of it, sorry, the red will go to the right of it, and the green will go to the left, and it comes to the one light only input. And can I remember this bit? It's a TS flip-flop. Yes, so that just basically, this is the toggle part. When it receives an input, it toggles the light, and this repeater here will power the light on when this block's pushed to the other side. And this grey part here is the most useless part of the whole circuit, because I seem to think I'd need this, but basically when I hit this button it will reset every single light on the game, and I thought I would need that at first, and I realised that when you completed a level all the lights would be turned off anyway, so that's why there's this extra AND gate here. It's quite non-important now. So anyway, the purple comes around here, and yeah, and it powers and turns on all the lights. Well, it turns on these torches to power a light unit, which is 3x3. One more thing I thought I'd show you. The lights, oops, the lights get their light from these torches round the edge here. So this piston is currently extended, and then when it retracts, the blocks pull back, and the light from the torches lights up the it lights up the light. I keep saying light, it's ridiculous. Yeah, so you can see here now, piston gets pulled back, and yeah, all the lights light up. So I think I just covered everything. Just double check. No, I think that's it. I think I covered all of it. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy playing the game as well. It took me a very long time to make all of this, and I actually made a video for this quite a while ago, and it was before I'd done commentary, and I tried to make it a sort of trailer to bring the player, to bring the viewer of the video in and sort of make them think, oh yeah, this looks cool, I'll go play that, and it didn't really take off, and I feel like people would really enjoy playing this, so I decided to update it for 1.0. There was a few things I needed to fix, and then I thought, oh, I'll do commentary now, so why don't I give a little explanation of how to play the game and show you around the redstone machine. And so that's why I decided to do this video. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.